Lovely to see you.
You
just
too.
spoke with your lovely wife. Now, you guys have lived with Michelle Darnell for quite some time now.
Over
How has the
15 years.
character progressed or developed over all those years, do you think?
Well, she started at the Groundlings, and Melissa, we had to buy our own wigs and our own wardrobe, and she, I think, sewed part of the original jacket. So now that we had a studio budget and, all this talented team around Melissa to kind of help her realize that vision of what the character is going to look like and feel like, she's progressed a lot in terms of just the look, but the essence of the character is the same.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the sketch, she's a little more bombastic and just, I think she came out and her first line of the sketch was, "My name is Michelle Darnell, and I have over $300 million in cash and assets. Do you want to make some money?" And she threw candies at the audience. She literally, and that was kind of it. She just came and she would go to audience members and give them a scenario, and some of it was improvised and some of it was written. And what's great about the movie is that, we're able to kind of explore what makes Michelle the way she is, what does Michelle need in her life, and putting her in a bigger world was kind of the treat of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I told Melissa this as well. She seems like a performer and a comedian who is very self-aware. She knows what she's good at.
Sure.
How did you guys sit down and write together? What's the creative process like?
Well, in this movie, there was me, Melissa, and Steve Mallory, this a friend of ours, and Steve's known her for a long time too. And so we just basically, when we're writing, try to think of different areas where we can let her succeed at something. Because you always want a scene that's about something anyway. And then if there's something going on, if it's physical or verbal or you want your character to need to get from here to there, and just basically trying to put Melissa in as many possible situations as we can, because we think that that's where she'll have some success and she'll have a lot of fun finding it.
It is tricky, and I imagine it's a fine line to find that place where she can be really cruel and
Sure.
and harsh, personally harsh,
Yeah.
and to be able to pull that off and then still be somewhat redeemable and likable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tricky place to get to, isn't it?
That was the tightrope of the whole movie. For this, every movie has its own thing, but this was a character we really wanted to see, and we thought, I believe correctly, that the fact that she's an orphan and that that she's had to kind of brawl her way to the top would give people a certain amount of empathy for her. And then with that empathy that you earn, you take it as far as you can to the other side where she can be brash and mean. And then you have to pull up right before you go too far, because you don't want her to be not redeemable. And hopefully at the end of the movie you're happy with how things turn out for her and you're rooting for things to turn out well.
Melissa admitted that there was sort of not an ode to Che Guevara, but there's sort of a bit of a totalitarian bent to Michelle.
Yeah. Well, certainly with when she sketches the first Darnell's Darling's badge, and but yeah, there's she's like, I think Michelle is fascinated by power, and the different versions of it. So, and then something that's I think Michelle's power as a person is she knows what people want, and she knows how to make it catchy, and she knows how to make you want to go get it, and so that's why her business does so well.
Right. What do you think was the commentary on powerful women or women executives throughout?
I'm just glad we're showing powerful women executives, because those could be shown some more in movies and in real life. So we weren't commenting so much on female executives. We were just commenting on executives, and our executive happens to be female, if that makes sense.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We weren't saying women, when they get to power, they're like this. We were saying powerful people are like this, and guess what? She's also a woman.
Right. So it is kind of a commentary on greed and money grabbing capitalists.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And what's important in your life? Is money important, or is family important? And obviously our message is that, family is important, and Michelle Darnell's message is get both.
Be a rich family.
Be a rich family. That's Michelle Darnell's message, for sure.